Welcome back to Scotties Hobbies. It's June 29th right now. It's like 9 o'clock, I think. It's super late. I'm taking a break from watching the Transportation Committee meeting in the Assembly right now, but I just want to let you guys know something that just happened really big with the SB 1392 and give you a couple little takeaways. And I'm also going to upload the whole committee meeting on SB 1392 in just a moment. Go over here, click on that link, and that'll be to the whole meeting. And comment on that video and this video and let me know what you think about this bill. Please, hit that like button, subscribe, check out the video library for a ton of automotive helpful DIY videos and emissions deregulations videos. Okay, SB 1392 passed out of the Transportation Committee, period, right now, just now, and is going to move on to the appropriations in the Assembly. And they did leave the voting open for people that are not there or for representatives that are not there to vote, but 11 people voted for it to pass, and there's 16 representatives in that committee. So this bill is going to pass onto the appropriations. A couple of takeaways that I got out of this. Before we get into the opposition, if you don't know what SB 1392 is or you want a better explanation about it, click on this card right here or look for a link in the description below. And I have a couple videos. I'm going to post one that explains SB 1392 to my best ability, and you could ask questions all day if you like. One thing that the proponents of this bill did mention while I was watching it was that this bill is pretty much designed only to help 1% of the vehicles on the road at this time.
Based on the Bureau of Automotive Repair annual reports from 2024 and 2025, less than 1% of California's registered vehicles fall within the model year range covered by this bill. So the overall model year range. Only a fraction of those vehicles would qualify as a collector car under SB 1392.
So is this really worth putting the time and effort into? Would this benefit you? Would this benefit your neighbor? Do you know anybody that this bill would benefit? All right, let's get back into this. They might change the miles stipulations or the miles requirement or collector car insurance because the opposition found out that Hagerty allows 7,500 miles, or that's their limit to have on their vehicles to qualify, 7,500 miles per year to qualify for collector car insurance through Hagerty.
And little accountability associated with collector car insurance. It's basically 10 years of old cars that could use this as a loophole. Hagerty, a major insurer of collector vehicles, says that around 43 million cars in the United States would fit their definition of a collector vehicle. So Hagerty also has a relatively high mileage limit of 7,500 miles a year.
Second is the opposition notated that if a older vehicle that would qualify for this rule is driven on the road, that would equivalent to, 30 2020 year model vehicles driving for the same amount of mileage. So that is another problem.
According to CARB data, if you exempt a vehicle in the 76 to 85 time period, you'll have emissions of NOx, oxides of nitrogen, equivalent to adding 30 model year 2020 vehicles.
Okay, so it's moving on to the appropriations. SB 1392, Leno's Law V2, has jumped another hurdle, but I expect some amendments to be made to this bill before it gets to the Appropriations Committee, and I will let you know what happens moving forward. Don't forget, I'm uploading the whole video to the Transportation Committee meeting that is going on right now. Link in the description below. Okay, here we go. No, I'm out of here.